Welcome, yogis. Today in our module, we'll be talking about Vinyasa and what Vinyasa is. So I'm sure throughout practice and through classes, you've at least heard once or twice in some shape or form how to do a Vinyasa, or have a teacher say, now go ahead and take your Vinyasa at your own pace or flow through your Vinyasa practice. So what does that mean? What does Vinyasa even mean? Well, Vinyasa is the small sequence that allows you to transition from one dance to the other. And it is the connection points through switching sides, sometimes switching different postures, or going from a grounded moving sequence to a uplifting, standing, balancing sequence. Your Vinyasa really is this beautiful flowing dance that expands the energy and allows you to reconnect and resort through the postures and through the sequence that is being held. So as you tune into your sequence, you kind of get to know what your own style is, how it is that you move, how you move into different layers of your body through the movements of your Vinyasa. Some people will do these beautiful handstand lifts to jumping back into their chaturanga and flowing up and flowing back. Other people will have a very structured space of integrity in their postures and being more alignment based and moving through their body in a different way. So the wave of the Vinyasa is to allow the body to integrate. And when the integration period happens, that's where the dance of life really starts to aspire. And it's that space where you know, okay, I might be able to take a small breather when I get to my downward facing dog. And knowing that you can always skip the portion of lowering down into a chaturanga or an upward facing dog and head right back to that downward facing dog. So this sequence we'll be going through and discussing the different power points of what the body's doing in the postures and why we do certain ones, and the series of the Vinyasa. So you can join me at the top of your mat so we can begin into Dasana. So as you tune into your body, you can take your feet either hips width distance apart, toes pointing forward, heels sending down into the ground. Or you can also bring your big toes together, having a slight separation between the heels. A gentle press into the hips forward, and bring your hands to heart center, Samasthiti. The expansion through this posture is to lengthen the core. When you're lengthening through the core, you're also preparing for more. So Samasthiti allows you to know, I am about to move. There is more to come. I am not standing in a Tadasana. I'm not powered into this posture, but there's something that's about to happen. It's also a breathing point. This is a resting space and allowing the body to get ready for more. So Samasthiti. Deep breath in and exhale out. Hands lift up overhead, different options, so that you can bring yourself to a forward fold. So arms lift, exhale, lower down, forward fold. An option here is to lift halfway up, construct into the body. This is where you can plant your hands and prepare for a lift through the backside of the body. Or you can simply step one foot back, step the other foot back, high plank. Finding your way into your long high plank, coming up onto the tippy toes, pressing the heels over the toes, the shoulders over your fingertips. Lowering down, chaturanga. Inhale, scoop the chest forward, press the shoulders back, lift through the hips, lift the thighs off the ground, the shins off the ground, press down into the feet and widen your pinky toes. Pull the abdomen in and squeeze into your pelvic floor. As you exhale, pull your hips up, roll through the toes, roll your feet back, heels towards the earth, hips up towards the sky. Press down through the hands, shoulders squeeze towards each other, and lengthening away from the ears. Press down into the inner sides of your toes and of your heels to expand your sit bones out wide. So as we roll forward, bend into the knees. Pull yourself forward through your inhale. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, press back, downward facing dog. So there's your sequence for your vinyasa. When you want to modify, you can roll forward. Lower the knees down onto the earth. Uncurl the toes. Lower halfway down. Press the hips forward. Lift up to your upward facing dog. And then roll back over. Press through the heels into your downward facing dog. Would you like to modify even more? Coming down onto the knees. Lowering the chest and the chin. Shifting the weight forward into a cobra pose. And then pressing back to your child's pose. Using blocks is always an option. Not using blocks will do the same thing. Your body will just be closer to the ground. So as you shift forward, uncurl the toes, lengthen through the backside of the body, and then shift your weight forward, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, down dog. Different options is to lower through the knees and bend through your knees and lift your hips up towards the sky. Extend your arms forward even further. Pull the shoulders back down and away. Bend deeply into the knees. And then wave forward into your high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale, press back. So the roll through is always an option, meaning at any place of your chaturanga or at your vinyasa is going to be offered. You can use straps, you can use blocks, you can use many different options in your chaturanga. You can use chairs if needed, and you can also do different variations that roll through. So if you want to jump back into a chaturanga, or if you want to jump into a handstand to your chaturanga and then lower down and flow through your vinyasa. Those are all going to be options and also a learning step above. So that is your vinyasa and incorporating it into your class. Have a beautiful and wonderful day. Namaste, and thanks for joining.